year, I had a great idea. Great idea. I got this idea that something we could do together. And I got the idea from watching a lot of football over Christmas break. I watched college football, and I was watching some NFL football. And as we were watching it, one of my sons said to me, how come every player seems to have their whole arms strewn in tattoos? Like every player is tattooed from the hilt anymore. And I thought, that's a great idea. I thought, you know what we could do? We could, as a parish, get St. James Roseland tattooed on ourselves. So every time we're out in the community, with friends or family or work, wherever we are, we'll tell people who we are, where we're from. It'll be a reminder to us of our place here in this parish. And so today and for the next 4 weeks, at coffee hour, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. But I'll think about that. I'll talk to you about that. We'll see where it goes. The thing is about tattoos, though, and I learned this about 5 years ago, tattoos are actually amazing pieces of art and work for many, many people. I was kind of always under the impression that tattoos were, those things that sailors got when they went overseas or something like that. But about 5 years ago, I had this wonderful experience. We were moving into the rectory here next door. And one of the movers was a great big guy, about 6.5 feet tall, big Popeye arms, right? Like, where do you want me to put this couch? It was just huge. It was scary looking. And he had this tattoo on his arm. And it went from his shoulder all the way down to his wrist. And it was a picture of a woman, a beautiful woman, being carried under her arms by angels. And above her were clouds and other pieces of art that depicted heaven and peace and all this kind of stuff. And I watched him carry furniture in and out for us that day, and I always looked at that tattoo. And when we were done at the end of the day, I had to ask him, so what is that? And he told me a story, very briefly, but his story was that as a young boy, his mother became sick. And he had 2 or 3 brothers and sisters, and Mom was working and trying to take care of them and going through her illness. And after a few years, she passed away because of this sickness. And he got that tattoo on his arm because when she was sick, she would tell him, when I go, because she knew she was going to go, when I go, if you ever need to talk to me, I'll be there. If you ever have a question, I'll be there. If you ever need to just listen, I will be there with you. Even though I'm gone from here, I'll never be far. And that's what he remembered as a child. And as he got older, he decided to get that tattoo as a reminder of those words of his mom, that she was always with him. And I thought how powerful that was. That out in the world, he shared that story with me, and in that 5 or 10 minute conversation over a glass of water, I changed. I had a new perspective, a new understanding, a new way of seeing him. And he was able to change me with his story. It was an incredible, incredible thing. And I thought about him, and I still do today, obviously, because I'm talking about him. That every time he's out in the world, he's living his story. And that tattoo, that marking on his arm, reminds him of where he came from, who he is, what's important to him, how he's going to be in the world. All that marked on his arm forever. And all of a sudden that tattoo didn't become this weird thing people did. It became an incredible symbol of carrying his mark and his story with him for the rest of his life, and it gave him hope and strength. Today we celebrate the baptism of the Lord as we gather this Sunday morning. We remember the day that Jesus in the River Jordan with John was marked. Marked that day. It's an amazing story because we all know what happens to Jesus after the baptism. How he goes and finds disciples and followers. How he heals and preaches and teaches and speaks out against the authorities of the day. He does all that stuff. We all know all the different stories. But isn't it amazing that before he started it all, he went down into the water with John in the River Jordan and he was marked. And you would think that perhaps to do the role that he was called to do, he would need to be marked and given some instructions. These are the people to talk to. These are the words to say. These are the parables to speak. These are the people to heal. This is what you're going to come up upon. This is the evil you've got to speak out against, and so on and so on and so on. God doesn't do that. God marks him with some of the most beautiful words in Scripture. You are my Son, the beloved, and with you I am well pleased. Think about those words for a minute. Think about what that meant. Before he is marked, before he goes out into the world, he's given that affirmation from God. You are beloved. You are cherished. You are treasured to me. I'm pleased with you. You are set apart to go out and bring my love into the world. That is how it all started for him. Martin Luther, the great theologian, wrote 3 words that I've always remembered in all of his writings, and they're relevant for today. He wrote for Christians to do this. Remember your baptism. Remember your baptism. Powerful words that you and I remember today. Because in doing that, as we are going to do today, we are remembering the day that we were marked. We were marked by God. We were marked as holy, beloved, cherished, children of God, pleased by God, and given life to go out into the world. You may not remember your baptism. It probably was a while back and you were quite young. But I can tell you what happened. When the cold or warm waters, I hope, of baptism were sprinkled over your forehead, the priest marked you with the sign of the cross on your forehead. And the priest said, I sign you with the sign of the cross, and I mark you as Christ's own forever. This is the promise that we received in our baptism, the same baptism that we share with Jesus. It is first an act of God, God claiming each and every one of you as his own beloved children, and saying that he is pleased with you. That's a great story that we have to tell, my friends. That is something that we can take out into the world from this place. I am beloved by God. God is pleased with me. Because we all know the truth of the matter is that is not always the story that we tell ourselves, is it? Most of us have another story that runs through our head. Sometimes we call this storyteller the inner critic, or the devil on our shoulder, the angel here and the devil there telling us things. The one who reminds us of perhaps what we failed on, what we're pretending to be like. If they really only knew who I was, they'd run away if they really did. So it's important for us to remember our baptism, and remember how it all started for us by us being told by God that we are beloved, cherished, treasured, and that he is pleased with us. Life can hold with it a lot of joy and a lot of laughter and wonderful conversations and friendships. And right alongside, life can bring loss and disappointment, and we all know that. Which is why we need to continue to tell this story like we're doing today. We tell it over and over. We counter that story of the inner critic. We counter the story that the world often wants to tell us, that to be truly beloved, you have to possess things like money or houses or looks or power. We tell this baptism story today to counter the story that we don't measure up or that we do not belong. The story of our baptism is not only a story that we belong to God and are beloved by God. It is a story that we belong to each other, that we are part of a larger story of God's presence out in the world today. Remember your baptism today. Remember it every day. Sometimes when I stand in the shower in the morning, that's prayer time. I always laugh to myself and think, remember that old commercial? I'm going to get zestfully clean. This is a lot more than getting zestfully clean. Stand in the shower in the morning and feel those waters rushing over your head and over your body. And remember the cleansing that God gave you at your baptism. Remember the Spirit descending upon you. Remember who you are and whose you are. Do that in the morning before you even go out. Before Jesus ever went out, he was told he was loved. Before you go out into that world, which can take a chunk out of you at times and make you wonder if we're ever going to get through, remember who you are, whose you are, before you even step out the door. We come together in worship because we need to hear over and over that God loves us, God's claimed us, is cherished. We are cherished by God, and we come together because our wells sometimes run dry. And we need to feel those refreshing waters of baptism trickling over us. And so today we will do that. We are going to take a moment to remember our baptism, renew the baptismal covenant that we made, or our sponsors made, when we were given new life at our baptism. We will remember who we are called to be in the world, the ones that go out into the world and treat people with respect and dignity, that strive to take care of God's creation, that see every human being as unique and important. We remember our promise to be apostles, to continue in the teaching of Jesus, to continue in the sacraments, the breaking of bread in community, in prayer. This is who we are called to be in the world. That is the story of our baptism, and that is a story worth telling again, over and over and over. So on second thought, I'm going to cancel the tattoo idea. Because the truth is that we already have our tattoos. I sign you with the sign of the cross, and I mark you as Christ's own forever. You have it. God is pleased with you. You are marked as his beloved. So let us start each day by looking in the mirror and seeing that holy tattoo. Let us go into the world every day knowing that our story is important. It will change lives. It will change the world. That we are called to be the image of God. The image of love and peace, forgiveness. To be Jesus' voice to those that so desperately are looking for a word of love and hope. And I think that's a great way to start our new year together. Thanks be to God.